First of all, everybody needs a certain thing in a very uncertain world. And if you look at what Bitcoin is, it's a network of $20 billion worth of mining hardware, burning billions of dollars of energy a year, very decentralized, distributed all around the world. It took us 13 years to get here. There's only one Bitcoin. And if you go to Davos, everybody's talking about the need for a new global money. How am I going to store my value? And they're debating, is it gold? Is it silver? What is it? And obviously, Bitcoin's the answer. So we have a solution to the world's problem. I think it's just a matter of taking a seat and letting things play out.
The co-founder and CEO of enterprise analytics firm MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, remains long-term bullish on Bitcoin despite a gloomy macro backdrop. In a new interview, Saylor says the top crypto asset is the most certain thing in a world that's facing a lot of uncertainties. Hello and welcome to Money Talks. In today's video, Michael Saylor updates about the slide in Bitcoin's price in 2022, factors governing volatility and its impact on corporate holders' bottom lines. Make sure to stick around till the end of this video where Michael Saylor reveals the key reason why MicroStrategy will keep buying Bitcoin at the top forever. So without wasting any time, let's dive right into the video.
So, I guess the simplest measure of how you feel is what you're doing. What are you doing with Bitcoin right now? Are you buying or selling?
Whenever I have some spare cash, we buy more Bitcoin. Yeah, we're taking a very, very long view toward this. The network's only getting better. Adoption is improving. Very constructive regulation is coming out of DC. And the Lightning Network is moving us closer to Satoshi's promise of letting everybody in the world trade with each other at the speed of light in a fair and equitable fashion.
So you're buying?
Yeah, I'll be buying at the top forever. Right? The maximalists believe Bitcoin's an instrument of economic empowerment. I'm not trying to time in the market.
More people in the United States than ever before are turning to cryptocurrencies to help fund their retirement, it seems, even as the recent market carnage provides a stark reminder that this wild market is not for the faint-hearted. Some 20% of Americans aged 18 to 60, around 50 million people, have owned or traded crypto in the past 6 months. A poll published last week by crypto exchange KuCoin found. Yet older folk are more devoted to the young asset class than the general population, according to the survey, with 28% of those aged 50 and above betting on crypto as part of their early retirement plans. They're most popular for investing in crypto were that they saw it as the future of finance. They didn't want to miss a hot trend, and they saw it as a way to diversify their portfolios.
If you pick up the paper one morning and you read that some country just bought $10 billion worth of it, right? All of these things are looking in the rear view mirror, but if you look forward, there's $300 trillion worth of currency derivatives, bonds, equities that are linked to currencies, other sorts of currencies. They've all got the same problem, which is the currencies are all weakening, either at a rapid rate or at an insane rate. And so Bitcoin's the solution to that problem. And we've simply got to wait until the world discovers it. So education, I think, is going to drive adoption.
The market turmoil of recent weeks has hushed talk earlier in 2022 that Bitcoin and other crypto would win mainstream acceptance and be ushered into pension plans. Many experts believe that if the investors want crypto, it should be a very small allocation of their portfolio, and they should be prepared to lose. Indeed, Bitcoin is trading at around $30,000, down 60% from a peak of $69,000 in November. And the market meltdown means many newcomers' investments are deeply in the red. Nonetheless, crypto investors and analysts are watching like hawks for any indication that Bitcoin could bounce back. JP Morgan's Nikolaos Panagurtsoglou and his global strategy team said last week the crypto mayhem had soured investor sentiment so much that certain metrics signaled a good entry point for long-term investors.
If you actually look at the last 2 years, you could say the world is catching up. 2 years ago, we hit a COVID crisis, and since then, the U.S. money supply expanded by 36%. Bitcoin's up 229%. Gold, the NASDAQ, and the S&P have all underperformed the expansion of the U.S. money supply. So over a 2-year, a 4-year, a 6-year, and 8-year time frame, Bitcoin's outperforming everything. I think if you look out another 2 to 4 years, it's going to continue to perform, and there'll be some volatility in the near term, but I think that's the price you pay for the performance.
While many investors are disinterested in Bitcoin's sideways price action, contrarian investors view it as an opportunity to accumulate, a point evidenced by the Bitcoin accumulation trend score, which has returned a near-perfect score above 0.9 for the past 2 weeks. According to Glassnode, high scores on this metric during bearish trends generally trigger after a very significant correction in price as investor psychology shifts from uncertainty to value accumulation.
Like, Bitcoin's the most certain thing in a very uncertain world. And in a market full of chaos and sound and fury, people need a safe place to stand apart from the intervention of a government, an agency, or corporation. So Bitcoin represents a fair, open, equitable network with a very simple promise to anyone that wants to join, which is what you own is yours and no one's going to take it away from you.
Saylor's comments come after Bitcoin has lost nearly 60% of its value from its all-time high of $69,000. Right now, Bitcoin is exchanging hands at $30,000. The MicroStrategy head also highlights the fact that despite Bitcoin's poor performance over the last few months, BTC is up more than 3 times since the start of the pandemic. Saylor says he and his company will continue to buy more BTC regardless of the price. Whenever I have some spare cash, we buy more Bitcoin. We are taking a very, very long view toward this. The network is only getting better. Adoption is improving. Very constructive regulation is coming out of DC, and the Lightning Network is moving us closer to Satoshi's promise of letting everybody in the world trade with each other at the speed of light in a fair and equitable fashion. I'll be buying at the top forever. The maximalists believe that Bitcoin is an instrument of economic empowerment. I'm not trying to time the market.
In these markets right now, there's no simple place to hide. All the indexes are in bear market territory. Bonds don't represent a safe refuge because they're currency derivatives.
No.
Stocks have to grow their cash flows faster than the inflation rate. But if you zoom out 2 years, since the beginning of the COVID crisis, you notice the U.S. money supply has expanded 36%. Gold is up 7%. The S&P index is up 29%. The Nasdaq's only up 19%. Bitcoin's up 229%. So if you can stomach the volatility and you take the long view, you've got a safe haven there.
So do you agree with Michael Saylor regarding buying Bitcoin with spare cash? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon with the next video. Thank you so much for watching.